Good morning. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody had a beautiful yesterday. I hope your whole week has been fire. Couple of things I want to say real quick. Before we even get started. Um, I just realized a couple of days ago that a lot of my orange shirts look like they're red. I wear a lot of orange because I'm a Knicks fan. Just so you could get a clear understanding, I'm a Knicks fan. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle also. I'm a Knicks fan. I wear a lot of orange. Alright, so I just want everybody to know that. I wear red too. I wear a lot of red, but I wear a lot of orange. I'm a Knicks fan. Anyway, a couple of things we want to talk about before we get to that. I want to give a shout out to everybody that donated yesterday. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Omar. $20 drive. Shout out to Illusion. Appreciate you. Shout out to Tim Mate with the $5 drive. Shout out to James S with the $20 drive. Shout out to Balcom Energy with the $10 drive. Shout out to James S with the $10 drive. Shout out to Balcom Energy with the $10 drive. Shout out to James S with the $10 drive. Shout out to Balcom Energy with the $10 drive. These two was going at it yesterday. Shout out to James Belcher, the $2 drive. Shout out to James S with the $10 drive. Shout out to Supreme Duncan with the $10 drive. Shout out to Derek Devers on the $10 drive. Appreciate you, brothers and sisters. I hope I could continue to, bring the type of content on this platform that will keep your support and also encourage others to support us also over here. Also, I'm having a situation with YouTube currently, and all of those donations that I just mentioned to you all from the last couple of days, YouTube has not credited me with them. I'm currently going through a situation with YouTube. So if you do want to donate, you could donate regularly through the Cash App. I mean through the YouTube app. That's fine. But at the same time, I have not been receiving no donations. The donations that y'all have been giving me, YouTube has been pocketing those donations for the last couple of days. I don't know if somebody is doing something behind the scenes or whatever. I'm trying to contact YouTube as we speak. It's over the holiday season. I'm going to be trying to contact these guys every single day to find out what's going on with that. So I just thought y'all should know about that. So that's what I'm going through right now with YouTube. They just pocketing all the donations that come through the super chat. I don't know why. I'm gonna contact them and try to find out. All right, so shout out to that. Also, Shout out to James S for being the sponsor for today's video. Obviously, you heard his name quite a few times just a second ago. Shout out to James S for being a sponsor to this video. Definitely appreciate you, brother. You are one of the real MVPs. Okay, so today, just so appreciate you, Mocha. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with the super chat. You still will get your shout outs. And you still will get the acknowledgement because I'm gonna do that. Also, so today we're talking about USA versus hip hop. Those probably weren't real subscribers, Global Media. Okay, so hold on. Today's videos about USA versus hip hop. Is about USA versus hip hop, but there's a couple of things that I want to talk about since we're talking about YouTube real quick. Something I want to point out to y'all. They had getting rid of people's channels. I told y'all this already. They're taking people's accounts. Those 500 subscribers, they didn't steal them from you. They just got rid of those accounts. I don't know if I'm not accusing you of buying any subs. I'm not saying that at all. But those particular people probably just had their accounts deleted by YouTube. And they just happen to also be subscribers to your channel. So there's a good chance that those same 500 subs, whatever other channels that also had them as subs, they're currently not subs there anymore because YouTube took their channel. YouTube is not only taking the accounts of content creators. I mentioned this before. YouTube, at least by the what they were saying, they're also taking the accounts of individuals who just misuse the platform in general, even if you're in the comment section, and I guess if you get complained on or whatever the case might be. Let us know if we need to contact YouTube and ask. Yes, you can. There is a button on YouTube. I'll show y'all what the button is if you want to send YouTube something to ask them what the situation is and why this is going on. There's an actual button on the pardon me. I'm looking for there's a help button down here. And if you go to the help, then you could find the question in here and ask questions to YouTube and find out if that's something that you would want to speak on. I don't know if that's something you would want to speak on. Anyway, I don't really want to harp on this too much. It could just have been an issue or a problem, and YouTube will just get it fixed up as soon as I contact them. We'll see what happens. Also, yes, Global Media says good point, or maybe old or duplicate accounts. Yes. There's also a lot of people who make multiple accounts to do shit like troll. There's also a lot of people that make multiple accounts to do shit like troll. So I wouldn't be surprised if people that got multiple accounts and they're misusing those multiple accounts, that they just don't have accounts just getting deleted right and left. So for everybody that thought that they were going to be able to just keep going on YouTube and doing effery, YouTube is trying to put an end to it, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's my opinion on it. Before we actually start this video, I want to send out an apology. I want to send out an apology to a group of people and one specific person. The one specific person is Tekashi 6ix9ine's biological father. And the group of people is anybody that's currently dealing with any type of drug addiction. Now, the reason why I'm sending out this apology is I believe the other day I was a little bit too hard on the father, calling him a loser and whatnot. I do believe that the dude might be a loser, but I'm not calling him a loser because he has a drug problem as much as I'm saying he's just a loser and he happens to have a drug problem. The reason why I believe him to be a loser is he didn't want to be in his son's life until his son got to a point where he feels like he needs him. I'm going to say that again. It seems to me like he didn't try to be in his son's life until his son got so low that he felt like his son might need him. This particular guy can't give anything or help 6ix9ine's situation in any way whatsoever. When 6ix9ine and his mother was busy out there struggling, picking up cans and everything else, this dude was nowhere to be found. This guy could have got involved in 6ix9ine's life years ago. He chose not to. For whatever the reason might be. He's saying some people tore up letters. Maybe that happened. But you got to pull up. He actively told the family and everybody else that he was in Florida. He wasn't in Florida. He was still in Brooklyn. That seems to me like you're trying to evade the situation. Because if you're in a separate state, you have actually a great excuse. But if you're in the same state as an individual and you're avoiding them, you have very little excuse. There's no real recourse. All right, so I just wanted to send that out there. There's people that's actually dealing with um dope problems, heroin problems, and it's serious. And some of us, we love them. And I think that was just not fair of me, and I should have made myself a lot more clear that when I was saying most of the 90% of the negative things that I was saying about this man, it had less to do with his actual drug problem and more to do with the way that he treated Tekashi 6ix9ine, Danny Hernandez, and discarded him. So I want to apologize about that. Period. I didn't mean, if I offended anybody, if I upset anyone, if I made anybody feel like I don't care, that was not intentionally, and I was wrong for that, and I want to apologize about that. With that being said, we're gonna move on. All right, so today's video is we're talking about hip hop, USA versus hip hop, and we're gonna be discussing DaBaby, Lil Wayne, Blueface, Kodak Black, and Tekashi. And I want to start this video off though, and I want to before we actually grind and really get into how it is the USA versus hip hop, which it is. I want to talk about that Blueface situation. But before we do that, what up, D No Love? How you doing this morning, my brother? Definitely appreciate you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope life treating you well. What up, Wayno? How you doing? Almond Brown. Almond Brown, you're not green no more, baby girl. Aw. What up, DSTN? Brian Spikes Hopkins. Anthony, how y'all doing this morning? What up, Tyree Lynch? Mike Sam. Corey S. How is Jade Massenberger doing? I hope she's doing well. What up, Rio Martinez? SC. The Real Drone. The Real Drone says, morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a better day than yesterday. Stay positive, be positive, reach higher. Yeah, I hope every day is better than the previous day. That's a whole fact. But you think people had a bad Christmas? What up, Bree Powell? How you doing this morning, baby girl? Okay. What up, Doug Nice? How's Doug Nice doing? I think he's out there probably dancing. Who knows? He's probably a rapper. He says, morning to everyone. Ready to see what the USA versus hip hop is about. We're about to go in. What up, Young Earl? He says, Jack Frost, good morning, my brother. Happy holidays, peace, and love to you and the BBN fam. Let's get it. Shout out to Young Earl. What up, Renee Ricketts? Barely seen you in a while, but happy to see you now. That's a whole fact. What up, Mocha? Mocha says, good morning, Frost. Happy holidays at the BBN fam. That's what it is. What up, Chase Money? Mike Wade. Who else we got up in here? King Harris III. Salute. Who else we got up? Nah, it couldn't be. Who else we got up in here? What up, JJ? Ron Durr. How you doing, Ron Durr? What up, Dreams of Vegas? Who else we got up in here? Global Media Inc. What up, Global Media Inc.? Sorry to hear about them 500 subs, but as far as I know, 400 of them could have been trolls, so they probably got what they deserved. I do not like trolls. What up, Supreme Duncan? How you doing today? He said, not that I read that already. Oh man, what up, James S with the ladybugs? Could we get some ladybugs up here, everybody? Could y'all hit that? Could we get some ladybugs up here, everybody? What up, All Things Questioned? He said Tekashi is gonna be out the paint in the 20s. What up, Cruz Manuel? Says good morning, appreciate you, my brother. What up, T800? Crisis is Black. Happy to see you back. This is my second time seeing you in like the last 5 days, and prior to that, I ain't seen you in months. But happy to see your face. Who else we got up in here? Bandit Toro. Happy you came back, my brother. How you doing? What up, Vertical Gaming? Who else we got? Carolina Lucky. Deshaun Ragsdale, who I'm pretty sure is going to be saying a lot of things contrary to what I'm saying. But he's never really disrespectful, so we got to keep him. What up, Julius East Harlem? How Harlem doing out there? Salute. That's a whole fact. What up, Who else we got up in here? Crisis is Black says 85 people, 22 likes. Let's get them likes up, family. Yeah, let's hit that like button. I appreciate y'all if y'all can hit that like button. That's a whole fact. What up, Denise Cologne? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope life is treating you well. What up, DJ Cash Roll? I'm pretty sure life is treating you well. He says good morning, Jack Force. Salutes, chat room. What up, Sundu? Who else we got up in here? Rod 1911's year. What up, Aunt Learn? What up, Kenneth O'Leary, my brother? He says, Happy Christmas, Jack. BB in chat. Hope y'all having a blessed day. I thought that was gonna rhyme, not for nothing. I thought that the end of that sentence was gonna rhyme with Jack in chat, but whatever. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of ladybugs. A whole bunch of them just popping up on the screen. We loves them ladybugs. Anyway, what up, Hunter? Who else we got? Harry Clemens, how you doing? I said Barkham Energy already. He said from Harlem to PA. That's what it is, my brother. Always. That's what it is. Salute to the Black Spades. What up, Black Cuddy? We got a Black Spade in the house. Salute. That's a whole fact. Every time I show up to a rally, every time I show up to somewhere in the Bronx, it seems, that deals with us trying to bring eyes and visibility to an issue that is in part of we have in our community, I always see Black Spades there. Salute to the Black Spades. That's a fact. OG's doing it the right way. Oh, Denise Cologne is explaining why she ain't been here. She getting her money up. Shout out to you then. Crisis is Black says it feels like the early 90s again with how the feds are seemingly going after hip hop. This is part of the policing lyrics. Prodigy spoke on this in his book. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Don't go nowhere yet, Crisis is Black, because the first thing that I want to get into is this Blueface situation. I want to show of hands. Who agrees with Blueface throwing the money on Skid Row? You agree with Blueface throwing the money on Skid Row. Who does not agree that with Blueface throwing the money on Skid Row and think that he should have did something else to show support? Let me get the thumbs down. But the people who agree with Blueface and thought that was a good idea, can I get a show of hands, please? I want to know what you guys think about this. Okay, wow. Come on, more votes, more votes, more votes. Come on. We know what y'all guys think about this. And you already know, y'all do not know the angle I'm gonna take. So just vote. The Supreme Duncan want more hands up. He's voting twice. One time, brother. One time. Oh man. One time. Vote one time. Alright, so I'm gonna tell you what I believe on this. First thing, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay very, very close attention. I don't know how many of us in here have an individual who has a drug problem in their family. I'm assuming every single person in here knows an individual or has an individual in their family who suffers from a drug addiction. It's a disease. This is why I apologized a little bit earlier, because they're dealing with a disease. They're dealing with something that it supersedes their logical thinking. Okay? You got people who will got men that is going to give other men fellatio for money, and the men is like, I'm straight. Not no more. Them drugs made you. Them drugs is deciding your sexual orientation at this point. Shout out to Ra 1911 starting off the $10 drive. He said, Jack, let's get it. I'm with the shits. Let's get that knowledge. That's what it is. Who's battling Ra today? Ra's like, yo, who gonna match this? So hold on. Let me explain something to you. I know people who have drug problems and actually have homes that they live in and pay bills at and keep up. But they have drug problems, bad drug problems. But they have homes that they live in and pay the bills enough not to be evicted. Right? Right? And if I was to want to help them out, I would never give them money. Did that hit home yet? Did that hit home yet? You do not help a drug addict by giving them money. Does that hit home yet? Yes, that's enabling. Shout out to PG12MX. You know how many people gave somebody a drug addict money and then that drug addict went out and overdosed? Now, those people got to live with that for the rest of their life, that they just gave that mofo $50, knowing damn well that they was not going to go buy that coat. That they just gave that mofo $100, knowing damn well that it was not going to rent. That they just gave that mofo $20, knowing damn well that it was not going to go to groceries. You hit home yet? Now, I'm going to explain to you what Blueface should have did. It was 50 grand, right? You know what Blueface could have did? He could have, you know those trucks, the food trucks. He could have paid for a food truck to be out there, fed everybody, bought every single which one of those people that's out there a coat. You're putting the food truck out there, paying the food truck to feed these people. You recirculating money in the community. You're also helping out a small business. There's a good way to give and there's a wrong way to give. We live in this weird world where people say, I just want the money. The Game is Rigged said he remembers that his friend offered an addict $50 for cutting the lawn. The addict said, nah, give me 20. I'm not trying to overdose. And then he hashtagged the true story. What up, Liberty Hazelton? Why are you on a different account, Liberty? And why is that account also not a member? Now I'm gonna explain something to you. I've never been to Skid Row, but Skid Row is a world famous place where homeless people live. It's not only world famous because homeless people live there. It's literally one of the things that make it so famous is it's a drug haven. DTSN made a point. He said he could have had an event where people got tested. Yes. Handed out condoms. Yes. Food, clothing, etc. I think he should have had a food truck there. I think he should have went, coordinated with a food truck to feed everybody. Could have got people tents. That's a whole fact. Could have got people coats. That's a whole fact. Could have got one of those, like somebody just said, like the testing trucks. You know how they always, I live in New York City, and during the weekday, you can't go 5 blocks in like a busy area without seeing them trucks that's trying to give away fucking medical attention. Why not do that? And still would have been less than 50 grand. The food itself would have probably been like what, $5 grand at the most. Supreme Duncan said a lot of murders happened there, and he just gave 50 grand out in the middle of the street. You want to know what's happening over there besides people overdosing? There's people getting robbed right now. Think about that. He threw 50 grand out to homeless people who a majority of them either have or has had a drug issue. Also, not many people that live on the street is good with handling money. What up, K Days? What up, Liberty? Not a lot of people who are homeless is good at handling money. Why give them money? Rio Martinez said my boy did that. 100 box of pizzas, gave out coats, blankets, socks, boxes. He's still up and coming artist, but he did more. Look, he gave out. Hold on. He said he gave out coats, blankets, socks, and boxes. That dude right there did way more than Blueface did, and I'm not even talking about with the food, with the pizza. Where do you think homeless people get their socks and underwear from? Think about that for a minute. You ever seen a homeless guy go into a store to buy socks or underwear? You know, literally just washing up and changing your socks and your underwear and your underclothes every day actually helps you stay healthier. Not having the same stuff on day after day. For everybody that actually live in a house, change your damn underwear every day. And your socks and your underclothes also. What's up, Angel Crispin? Personally, I think Blueface did something that was stupid. I think he put people's lives in danger. He threw $50,000 down there, right? How many teenagers do you think went down there to rob the homeless people? Anybody thought about that? How many teenagers you think that's just usually sticking up dudes, you know, somewhere else is now like, yo, these homeless guys that have no protection got 50 grand on a block right now. First of all the drug dealers ran down there to try to get the money anyway, to try to get their work off. We know that. That's a fact. All the drug dealers, as soon as dudes start throwing money and the drug dealers picked up their stash and the money was no more to be picked up, they went to go get their stash and come back. Y'all do know this, right? Y'all do know this. What up, Brooklyn born? As soon as all that money, as soon as Blueface stopped throwing the money out, all the money was picked up off the floor. The drug dealers said, "Oh, let me go get that stash." They came right back to the block. The stick up boys, they pulling up also. They got guns. What these homeless dudes got? Them stick up kids is on their ass. I'm gonna explain something. I'm going to explain something. Sex Money in here? Where's Sex Money at? Yo, what up, Mr. Sex Money? I didn't even see you. Do y'all remember the clip, the skit that this dude did? Do y'all remember the skit that what's his dude name? Dave Chappelle did, where he was like, they shouldn't have gave these N-words money. Y'all remember that skit? They shouldn't have gave these N-words money. Remember that skit? Blueface is proving that to be true. He just put those homeless people lives in jeopardy, whether he understands or knows it or not. He put their lives in jeopardy. He put their lives in jeopardy for themselves. He put their lives in jeopardy for the people who prey on them. I know what he was talking about, but I was just using a pop culture reference. Is that okay, Julius East Harlem? I can use pop culture references. I hope so. The opportunity for good that could have came out of what he did was so slim that it wasn't worth doing. He should have got a food truck out there. He should have got some coats out there. Definitely got some underclothes out there. He should have invited other people to come out there with him and support. We don't know. He might have did that, but I doubt it because it looked like he was trying to grandstand. What do you mean by that, Mikey Greenhouse? The homeless in LA isn't like New York homeless. The homeless don't have drug problems? Because literally, the only thing I've discussed about the homeless is their ability to have drug problems and not be good with money. So you saying that the homeless in LA is good with money, Mikey Greenhouse? I don't care about the weather. I be here in New York City. Hold on. Who in here has been in New York City in the summer when it's 80 degrees outside and see homeless people with coats on? You've seen this in New York City. Please only answer if you've been in New York City. You've seen this in New York City. Homeless people in the middle of the dang summer, 80 degrees outside with freaking coats on. Not just one coat, multiple coats on. You have never seen this. Because I've seen this. Now, how would so hold on. So, Mikey Greenhouse, how are they different? Explain to me how it's different. I'm not trying to argue with you. I want you to. No, I'm not even talking about just having their coats with them. I'm talking about having their coats on. I'm not talking about having their coats with them. I'm talking about having their coats on. I'm not talking about having their coats with them. I'm talking about having their coats on. I'm going to explain something about the human physiology in a minute. I'm gonna explain something about the human physiology in a minute. I just want everybody to get their opinions out first. Come on, let me see your opinions. So when I explain this thing about the human physiology, even out there in Phoenix, right, Vertical, I'm explaining to you why this happens to homeless people. Now I'm gonna explain why this happens to homeless people. All right, you see, people like us, I'm gonna assume everybody, the people that's in here have a home. So people like us who's fortunate enough to have a house to live in, who's fortunate, we're fortunate. We have a dwelling, we have a house, we have a place to keep our stuff at, we have a place to go to sleep at night, we have a place to get in from the elements and warm up. But you see, when you live out in the elements, it's different. Your body gets accustomed. I'm gonna say that again. You actually start changing. Your body starts changing at a cellular level due to whatever type of extremes you live in. I'm gonna Before we even get all the way into it, hold on. You ever seen a person live in I had a relative, right? Relatives that lived down south in Georgia. And when they came up to New York, and it was like, I don't know, 60 degrees outside? 60, 70 degrees, something like that? And they walking around with coats in the middle of the summer because they were cold. It's about 60 degrees, about 50, 60 degrees, about 60 degrees. They walking outside with, what up, Beta Centauri? What up, Grams on deck? Because what they are used to, 60 is not cold. What they are used to, what their bodies is used to, due to the fact that they're usually somewhere where it's extremely hot. What their bodies are used to is different, even though it's still 60 degrees. To them, 60 degrees is cold because of what their bodies are used to. Right? So now you take a homeless person who there live in the elements. They live outside in the elements. They live in the elements. The way 50 degrees feels to me and the way 50 degrees feels to you and the way 50 degrees feels to them is different. They've lived in the elements the last 3-4 years. It's different. Shout out to Illusion with the $2 drive. Appreciate you. It's different. So when we see these dudes with all of these coats on and we think they have on all of these coats only because that's the only way they can move from one place to another, they might lose it. In reality, they've been wearing all of those coats for so long that even if it's 60 degrees outside, if they take those coats off, they're going to be cold. Think about it like this. When you get in the shower and you got that nice hot steaming shower on, and you go into the rest of the house and the rest of the house is only like 70 degrees, it's going to be chilly. They could have used coats. Copy? Don't got nothing to do with the temperature. It has something to do with their physiology because they're always outside. No, their physiology. They're always outside. It's their physiology. You ever anybody ever went camping? You ever went camping? Camping. When you're camping and you've been camping for like 3, 4, 5 days, and then you finally go back home It feel different. Underclothes is as important as a good coat. That's a whole fact. I wear a t-shirt and a wife beater every day of the year. Whenever you see me under my clothes, I got a t-shirt and I got a tank top on. That's a whole fact. Okay, we're not calling people the H word. All right, Beta Centauri, I'm going to ask you to not do that again. You're going to remove the comment. I'm going to ask you to not do that again. Appreciate you. We're not talking about homeless people getting sent to LA or not getting sent to LA. That's not the subject I'm discussing, but thank you for letting us know that that's something that you believe happens. Homelessness is definitely a terrible issue all over America. I would assume all over the world it's a problem. I don't know how bad the problem is out there. I actually used to work in the I used to work in the homeless shelters as a security guard, so I saw a lot of shit up close and personal. Especially how these people are treated. So when I tell you they could have used coats, they could have used coats. Yes, and socks. We mentioned that a couple of times. Underclothes just in general. Anyway, I just want to get what y'all thought about that particular situation. Um, Also, do y'all remember that Blueface had a gun problem before? There wasn't a gun situation that Blueface had got in trouble for? Anybody know anything about what happened with that? Did that just disappear? Then Blueface just randomly one day we all just woke up and Blueface had a gun charge? Anybody else remember that? Just woke up one day, just randomly woke up, and it was like Blueface gun charge, huh? Blueface made those homeless people targets. Period. End of story. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with that. He made those people targets. There's plenty of things that he could have did if he cared more and didn't just want the publicity. Hell, if he wanted the publicity, there's still plenty of things that he could have did. I'm not against rappers getting publicity for doing the right thing. I think that we need to give people more publicity for doing the right thing because it seems like the only time we talk about people is when they're doing the wrong thing. So I think that we need to start shining the light when you got people out there trying to help the homeless, trying to help the underprivileged, trying to bring attention to battered domestic violence situations, trying to improve our community, trying to get the drugs off the street, trying to get us to stop killing each other. We should bring attention to those things, and I think that this is something that rappers specifically, if they are involved in this, should scream at from the highest mountains that I'm involved in this project. I think that they trick us. Hold on a second. I think they trick us by making us think that we can't promote our good deeds. Please promote your good deeds. You might encourage the next person. Sometimes people don't do more good out there because they think nobody is doing any good. Shout out to James S with the donation. Appreciate you, my brother. I'm looking for the charger. This is it. He says, shout out to me for headlining video. Appreciate you, my brother. That's a whole fact. For everybody that don't know, that James S that just donated is this James S. Appreciate you for sponsoring this video, my brother. The way that you sponsor videos here, just so we could tell you, this is not like somebody's calling me like, yo, I want to sponsor a video. When you donate to the channel, you help keep the channel going. So by you helping to keep the channel going, your proceeds, I'm showing you what you help to keep going. You're literally promoting videos by your donations. So that's what that's about. It's not nobody. I'm not making money on the side. It's not a side hustle. It's just me showing acknowledgement and my appreciation for the people that donate to the channel. I can't do this without you. That's a whole fact. Um, and I really appreciate the people that donate more, that don't try to tell me what kind of content I can and can't make. You guys are the best. The ones that want to donate and try to tell me what content I can and can't make, I probably don't want your money. Just to keep it a stack, because I'm not gonna I'm gonna make the stuff I want to make. Anyway, I agree with you, Liberty Haters. Liberty Haters within says, I do charity work all the time in my community. It shouldn't be about being a celebrity and doing it. Just do. I agree. And there's lots of people who do charity work, right? But my point is this. We have to encourage each other. Stop letting them trick you into thinking that the only good you could do in this world is if nobody sees it. That's a trick. It's part of slave mentality. They want to keep us not helping each other. Think about it like this. How do you think a politician becomes a politician? First, they start doing community work, right? Publicly, right? That's literally how you start off being a politician. You do community work. You get involved in this. You get involved in that. You make sure that the cameras is there to take pictures of you so people can see your work. Somebody just ran for office. A rapper just ran for office and he lost. It was he ran for, I think, a position on the council or something like that. It was Willie D. Shout out to Willie D. I like his channel. I like what he be talking about. Even when I don't agree with him, I like what he's talking about. And the reason why Willie D most likely lost is because prior to him running for that position, he didn't do enough public stuff. We need to start encouraging others to do good. If we're going to use our platforms, and I don't do this, but other people do. If we're going to use our platforms to encourage drug use, which it seems like almost every rapper does that, right? Encourages drug use. Encouraging misogyny. It seems like almost every rapper does that, right? Encourages misogyny. Talk down on our own people, right? It seems like almost every rapper does that. Talk down on our own people. But you're going to do all of these things, but you're going to go do your good works when nobody can see them. All of your good works, you're going to do that when nobody can see. But all of the worst things that you could do to influence our communities and influence our youth, you're going to do that right in the public. Right in the public. All women's B's and H's, you're going to do that right in public. All black people or the N-word, you're going to do that right in public. But then when you go do good, you're going to do that in private. That's the slave mentality. They still got you. They still got you in the matrix. You're still in the slave mentality. Get yourself out of the slave mentality. Not all politicians are liars. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. This is what you. Okay, so hold on. Let's slow down for a second. Because I see what's happening. I'm trying to explain something, and everybody is talking about what they believe is going on because of individuals who use their platform incorrectly. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm not talking about the liars that are politicians. There are lots of politicians that are liars. But you would be surprised at how many politicians are not liars. You would literally be surprised at how many politicians are not liars. you you will literally be surprised. And also remember this, if you like Obama, you're basically saying that Obama's a liar if you agree that all politicians are liars. Just so we can be clear on that. If you like Bernie Sanders, who I haven't seen tell a lie yet, please somebody tell me what lie Bernie Sanders told. All politicians are liars. Please tell me what lie Bernie Sanders told. Just want to point that out. And Obama. Tell me what lies those guys told. Because I'm not going on the premise that all politicians are liars. I'm going on the premise of you have to know how to play politics. No, King Harris. I didn't say any politician was. Hold on. Y'all know it's about to happen. I'm going to say this one time, Mr. King Harris III. You made a comment. Your comment was this. I'm going to read your comment. All politicians are liars, though. That was your comment. Me coming back to you and saying, tell me something Bernie Sanders lied about. And then you saying, name one honest politician. We're not doing that. We're not, when I ask you a question, you're going to ask me a question back. People get kicked for that. We're not doing that. You said all politicians are liars. You tell me what Bernie Sanders lied about. I'll give you a minute. You tell me what Bernie Sanders lied about. We're not doing this. I ask you a question and you're going to ask me a question back instead of answering the question I asked you. I said Bernie Sanders. I said you tell me what Bernie Sanders lied about. You tell me what Bernie Sanders lied about. Bernie Sanders. How do you know we can't pay for all Medicaid? He's not in the office. How do you know that, Big John? How do you know that, Big John? How do you know that we can't pay for all Medicare? Do you know how much money they spending on defense? Do you know the trillions of dollars they spend on defense? The trillions they spend on defense? How do you know that they can't pay? They spend trillions of dollars on defense, Big John. I'm not going through this. Trillions of dollars on defense. You're trying to tell me that they can't take one of those trillions of dollars and pay for Medicaid? You're basically saying $1 trillion wouldn't pay for universal universal health care in America. That's what you're saying, Big John? $1 trillion can't pay for universal health care in America because they're spending trillions on defense. Yes, it can be paid. Wait, he lied about his stance on abortion. How can he lie about his stance on anything? Explain to me how anyone could lie about their stance on anything. I'm about to be done with this conversation. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to explain to me. Big John is about to put himself in the same bucket you in. No, you can change your mind and have a difference of opinion. So Beta Centauri and King Harris, you're busy telling me that in no world could anybody ever change their opinion? That's what you're telling me. That what you have an opinion, that has to be your opinion to the day that you die. Is that what you're telling me? Because that's literally what you just told me. You're busy saying he lied about his stance. I'm saying he changed his stance. I'm saying he changed his stance. People can change their opinion. Please tell me what Bernie Sanders lied about. Your stance is how you feel. It's your opinion. We're not talking about who got railroaded by nothing. We're talking about what he lied about. You see what people do? When they have no way of when you're right, but they just don't want to say, you know what, you're right. They start talking about shit that don't got nothing to do with the conversation. Who said anything about the Democratic Party? Big John. Who said anything about the Democratic Party? Nobody said anything about the Democratic Party. Why you brought them up? I'm asking you what he lied about. It's his stance. You could change your opinion. What did he lie about? Okay, so I get it. You're confused with what an opinion and what a fact is. A fact is something that is unchangeable. A fact is something that is a permanent. It is what it is. An opinion is how somebody feels about something. An opinion is fluid. You can have an opinion about one thing one day, and then the next day your opinion can be different. That doesn't mean that the day before you lied. You're busy trying to say that anytime anybody changed their opinion, whatever they were saying there, whatever their previous opinion was, they was lying. So nobody can ever change their opinion about anything. No, explain to me what he... No, I'm not dealing with this because you don't have nothing. So we're going to hit him with his bags. I think I gave him an ample opportunity. We're going to hit you with your bags. It was nice having you, Mr. King Harris III. Peace. Can we get some bags up, please? Anybody else want to sit in that bucket with him? I hit him with his bags. Plenty of politicians have openly lied, have said things and did the opposite. Plenty of politicians. Plenty of politicians have openly lied. Trump openly lies almost every time he gets on the freaking mic. Trump is going to send out a tweet today. It's going to be in lie. Well, the next time, I don't know if he's going to send out a tweet today. The next tweet that Trump sends out, 9 times out of 10, is going to be a lie. He already did? I'm trying to tell you. When y'all see somebody sitting on that bucket, y'all need to start minding your business. Shout out to Vertigo Gaming. He donated 20 and threw bags up with it. Salute, homie. That's a whole fact. I think I gave that dude a ample enough time to either explain to me how he was a liar. What up, King Alpha? He said, BBN, great YouTube channel. Been watching for a while. Keep up great work, King. Appreciate you. I think I gave that guy enough opportunity to either point out where Bernie Sanders lied at or to be able to say, well, maybe all politicians aren't liars, but I don't agree with everybody. All politicians are not. Stop doing that. Stop being tricked. Stop being tricked. Don't let people trick you. People are tricked into this slave mentality, and then you allow other people to have dominion over you and your thoughts. When you think so narrow-minded, you allow other people to be able to control you. Stop allowing people to control you. JJ said, Bernie is all about the balance and the power between corporate America and us common folk. He wants to make sure that the 1% pay their fair share. I can agree with that. Thank you, Omicron. Omicron Percy I8. He said, dudes want to flip the script when they can't prove for their opinion. I'm letting you know right now, for every single person, if you come in here, say some stuff, right? If you come in here, say some stuff that put yourself on that bucket. Talk about the thing we talking about. Bringing up stuff that don't got nothing to do with the actual conversation is not going to win any points. That's what they do. I deal with a lot of people that do that to me. Because I'm not going to argue you if I'm wrong. If I know I'm wrong about something, I'm not going to argue. I'm going to try to find out what you know. I am not going to argue with you. I'm going to tell you why I don't do that. Because I've been in conversations with people and they be dead wrong. And all they want to do is like what dude did. Just start talking about other things and other things and other things and not talk about the point. And I be sitting there and I be talking to them and I just be losing respect for them by the second. There's a ton of people in my family that I have absolutely no respect for because I've had quite a few number of conversations with them where I know for a fact they was 100% wrong and all they wanted to do was just keep arguing and keep arguing and keep arguing and keep arguing and keep arguing so they could sound smart. We not doing that. Being wrong is a learning opportunity. That's a whole fact. We not doing that. If you're the smartest person in the room you in, find another room. There are a ton of politicians that do lie. That's a fact. Most politicians do lie. I can get behind that. But we're not doing absolutes in here. You're not going to tell me all of this is that or all of that is this. We're not doing that. Because once you do that, you limit your opportunity for growth. So we're not embracing that concept. We're not embracing the concept that all of anything is anything. We are not embracing that concept. Unless we're going to embrace it in a positive way. All our black women are queens. Unless we embracing it like that, we're not embracing it any negative absolutes. That's a whole fact, DSTN. He said, I've told people on several occasions, just because you're loud doesn't make you right. That's a whole fact. I'm going to, real quick, and then we're going to move on. Because I want to talk about the baby situation. But real quick, before we move on, I'm going to tell you something that I know people do this to me, right? And this is one of the main reasons why I don't want to argue with nobody. Like, there's a point where I'm just like, fuck it. I guess we got to fight. Like, seriously, like, it's there. Like, I'm not talking about this no more. And I'm going to tell you why I'm like that. And it has a lot to do with the family members, like people that's in my family. I'm going to tell you what people do. They do this. You'll be talking about something and having a disagreement with them. But while you talking, they trying to talk over you. So you got to talk louder so you could be heard. So they try to talk over you more. So you got to talk louder so you could be heard. And then they say, but why you yelling? so I get to a point in the conversation where I just be like, all right, fuck it, we about to scrap. And that's what I be thinking about. I'll be like, yo, we about to fight. This is about to be a fight. You know how many people in here would do that to me if they had the opportunity? That's why they be like, yo, let me call in. Remember when people used to always want to argue with me and be like, yo, let me call in. They want to call in so they can yell over me. That's it. Now we're not doing that. I'm not calling nobody up that I think is going to try to get into a yelling match. And that's a whole fact. What's up, y'all in the vlog? I'm just trying to say, like, pay attention, yo. People will tell you how they are. I'm going to tell you something, right? Damn, I don't want to say that. Pay attention to people, man. People going to tell you how they are, all right? People going to tell you exactly how they are. You feel me? Just pay attention. Keep your eyes open. Pay attention. Just Pay very close attention. People will tell you how they are. That's all I'm trying to say. Just pay attention. Be cognizant of what's going on around you and your surroundings. Um, some people ain't worth the time and ain't worth the effort. So just for future reference, if you come up in here and you just say some wild shit and you grip my attention, be prepared to back it up. You don't gotta prove yourself to be right. But if you can't at least have an adult dialogue with me, I'm gonna hit you with your bags. You don't have to be more right. You don't have to be whatever. If you can't have an adult conversation about it, if you don't at least even have a good point, you're gonna probably get hit with your bags. Shout out to them dudes. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. So this particular video, as you've already seen in the title, is USA versus hip hop. Couple of things I want to say about this. Let's talk about the DaBaby situation real quick. All up and coming rappers. All up and coming rappers. I'm not talking to none of the rappers that's already in the game because you already in the mix. Alright? I'm talking about only the up and coming rappers. I'm going to give you some advice. Pay attention. What happened to DaBaby yesterday is basically what they do. When I say they, I mean America. Yesterday we was having a discussion about how towns generate income, right? You have speed traps. Some small towns have speed traps. And they want to write as many tickets as possible out there on the highways, right? Right? What up, G's up? Different people do it, different towns do it different ways. A new source of income. Listen to what I'm telling you. A new source of income is getting these rappers on papers. I'm going to say that again. A new source of income is getting these rappers on papers. Appreciate you, Yana. Yeah. Because then they can't move and they got to stay in whatever county that is. And you have to pay property tax in whatever county you live in. Whatever county you live in, you're going to have money that's going to be spent in that county. In that state. So if you're, let's say, a rapper, and rappers are fluid with their money, they throwing their money every old which way. And you, from whatever town, and you end up getting in trouble with the law, now you're on probation or you're on parole or whatever the case might be. For 4 years, that's 4 years that they got property tax from you. Because you're going to go get yourself a nice house. Right? You got to pay property tax. You're going to go have a cars. You're going to have your insurance that you're paying. All of this, all of that, all of that, all of that. And all of them taxes that you are generating will go to that city or that state or that town. So the new thing is to keep rappers on papers. Y'all guys need to start taking care of yourselves, staying away from criminal activity. What did they do to DaBaby? They found out what car he was on. He owned, right? They illegally went up to his vehicle with flashlights, looking into the vehicle, looking for a reason to stop him. Right? They looking in the car. Right? Looking in the car. Looking for a reason to arrest him. Forget everything else. Every single thing else. Forget everything else. Every single thing else about the whole entire situation. Right? It's literally illegal for the police to be looking into your car for no reason whatsoever, looking for a reason to arrest you. I'll say that again. It is illegal for a police officer with no provocation, for no reason, to just look through your shit looking for a reason to arrest you. I want you to think about that for a minute. Before anything else happened, before we know anything else about this DaBaby situation, before how he got picked up, before how they let him go, before how they spoke to him, they went up to his vehicle with a flashlight and inspected his vehicle for a reason to arrest him while he was putting on a charity event. Know your rights. That's a fact. They have to have a reason to even look for a probable cause unless you're being suspicious. A car parked in a parking spot is not suspicious. When you go in front of the judge and the judge say, okay, why did y'all feel like y'all needed to look inside of the car though? The car looks suspicious. Why did the car look suspicious? It was parked at, I don't know, parking spot 16. Yes, that's an invasion of civil rights. That's an actual fact. Thank you, DSTN. Yeah, but we're not talking about what judge anybody get. Are you okay, Beatz and N.O.R.E? I'm gonna start reading your comments. And just so we could be clear, I don't assume that all judges are corrupt. I don't assume that all police is corrupt. I don't assume all politicians are lying. I don't assume all women cheat. I don't assume all men. I don't assume all of anything. Whenever you immediately assume, oh man, but what judge do you get? Because you know all of these judges are corrupt. You're automatically hurting yourself. Once you assume, oh man, all these police officers are corrupt, you're hurting yourself. That's a slave mentality. Break yourself out of it. You're creating a situation where you're not able to think for yourself. Break yourself out of that. We're not dealing with slave mentalities. Just so we could be clear. We're not dealing with the we don't know if we're going to get a corrupt judge or not situation. We're dealing with the judge we get won't be corrupt in the scenario. That's what we're dealing with. Period. Beatz and N.O.R.E, you don't want to be here, right? Can we get some bags for Beatz and N.O.R.E, please? See why we kick people? Can we get some bags up there? Can we get some bags, please? So we're just gonna assume only the negative stuff. You get what I'm saying? Why can't we assume the positive stuff? Why we, you see what I'm saying? You see what the slave mentality is? The slave mentality is going to try to convince you to only think about the negative thing. The only thing that's going to happen is the negative thing. Oh, let's try to do this, but what if the negative thing happened? I'm going to tell y'all a real quick thing. This happened the other day. I was talking to a family member, and we're going to get right back on topic. I just want to tell y'all about something. I was talking to a family member. Me and a family member was somewhere, right? We was going somewhere doing something, right? Yeah, slave mentality has nothing to do with your color or your history. That's a fact. Um, and so the YouTube channel came up, right? And all the person wanted to do was try to tell me all of the different ways that YouTube was going to fail for me. All of the different ways that YouTube, this has just happened yesterday, by the way, on Christmas Day. All he wanted to tell me was all the different ways YouTube was going to fail. All he wanted to talk to me was about all the negative things that could happen. I don't deal with those. You are not going to disturb my peace. You are not going to make me fearful of action. You are not going to control me through fear. Defeatist mindset. Thank you, Crisis is Black. Defeatist mindset is a disgusting one to encourage or deal with. I hit anyone with their bags who comes around me with that type of mindset. That's a whole fact. Crisis is Black. Crisis is Black. That's a whole fact. Oh shit, that's Chris is Black. Or is that Crisis Black? I don't know. Whichever. You know who I'm talking to. I assume anyone that comes around me and we're discussing good, harmonious stuff, and they just want to start talking about negative aspects out of it, right? I assume that they're trying to, in one way or another, control me. And then I immediately think, I can't be friends with this guy. I can't be friends with this person. They're not going to go nowhere in life. The next time somebody comes up to you and try to tell you they know a better way to do the thing that you're doing than how you doing it, you tell them, yo, that sounds like a great idea. I think you should do it. I think all of these things that you're saying is correct. Hit him dead in the face with that. You know what? You're right. You know, but I'm gonna give you the opportunity to follow through with it. Because, you know, this is your idea, and it's a great one. Deal with them like that. I'm telling you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, because because you're not giving them no room to argue with you. Because they want to stand there and tell you how great their idea is and shoot down whatever you're doing. Nope. You don't even got to tell me. I think that shit is dope. You know what? I can't wait until you do it. I can't wait to see the finished product. Do that. Don't argue with them. Do not argue. Just, okay, nah, that sounds like a, wow. You thought of that all by yourself? be on it, yo, all by yourself. That sounds like a great idea. Oh man, I wish I would have thought of it before you, but I'll just wait for you to do it, and then and then I may do it after you. What you found, PG? Oh, you talking to somebody else? That just deal with them like that. Copyright what? What am I copyrighting? I don't care what OG Product is talking about. Shout out to that guy. I made one video talking about one thing that went on. I don't care to go back and forth with that. Well, he made one video. Shout out to him. I don't care about that. Wait, you knew I was gonna change moods from bad to funny. I want to know what I'm supposed to be. Hold on. Somebody said copyright something. What am I supposed to be copyrighting? I forgot who said it. I don't know. Oh, you thought of that all by yourself? Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Yo, y'all don't understand, man. When people be talking, if you're ever in a conversation with me and I just start randomly laughing for no reason whatsoever, and you did not say something funny, I thought of, you did say something funny. You just don't know it. And there's a good chance I'm laughing at you. I'm just letting you know. If we're ever in a conversation and you're dead serious, you are not saying nothing funny, and you say something, I start laughing, there's a good chance you did say something extremely funny. You just don't know it. Oh man, yo. Hey, what up, Scott? I ain't seen you in a minute, Jay Scott. Yo, this same, hold on, I'm gonna tell you how funny it is. This same individual, I used to work with them every day on the truck, right? And I love this person, by the way, just so we can be clear. He's a family member. I love this person. This is in no way, I don't hate this person, dislike this person, nothing. I love this person. Just so we can be clear. He's a family member. So, we'll be working together. I used to work on a truck, right? I used to move people for a living. So we'll be working together, and I'll just be laughing at everything that come out of this person's mouth, and they just stop talking, and they'll stop talking for hours. Because they're just saying shit that, to me, I just think this shit is the funniest shit on the world. Like, you are so entertaining right now. You just don't know. We need to figure out a way to put this shit in cans. And I'll be laughing. And the person will just stop talking, won't talk to me for the rest of the day. He lets it deal with work. So that's funny as shit. Like, you just gotta be there, man. Like, I'm not the guy to say stupid shit around, because I'm gonna laugh. Dead at you. So we could be clear. Dead at you. This is what I was rocking today. Shout out to me. That shirt's orange also, by the way. This is me rocking what I'm rocking today. This is the IG today. This is the IG today. So I laugh at this guy all the time. Anyway, let's get back to the DaBaby situation. I don't even know how we got on that shit. Let's get back to the DaBaby situation. I think that his town feels like he got away. Because for everybody that don't know, isn't DaBaby the individual that ended up killing somebody inside of a Walmart? The person tried to run down on him or whatever, and it was self-defense. I believe that was DaBaby, right? Was that DaBaby? That was DaBaby. Wait, hold on. Mastermind said, "Yo, Jack, I'm telling you, people do that all the time. They stay having better ideas and be like, damn, why you not on my team? Join the team with those brilliant ideas about my projects." That's a whole fact. That's why I don't pay. I don't pay people no mind. I don't like you don't understand. I don't be paying people no mind. I don't pay people no mind. I don't be paying people no mind. People always come up to me with great ideas for stuff I'm doing. I'm like, why ain't you doing it? Like, shit, I can't wait for you to get that off of the ground. That's how you gotta deal with these people. Don't argue with them. Don't tell them you're not doing it. Don't even get into that. Just, oh wow, I'm fully supportive of you doing that thing that you just told me I should be doing. I think you should be doing that. You should pioneer that project. Deal with them like that. You understand what I'm saying? Don't deal with them with the whole arguing, because arguing is they're prepared for the argument. They're prepared to stand there and tell you about all of the things that they think that you are doing incorrectly while they're doing nothing. So don't argue them. You know what I'm saying? Encourage them. Nah, you should do that thing. Encourage them. You got my support, not financially, because I'm not doing that. And secretly, I don't think that shit's gonna work. So I'm not getting behind it. But you got my support because I support you as a person. But I don't that idea. I think you should do that idea. I don't think no one would be able to do that idea better than you. You you complete that idea. So that's how you gotta talk to these guys. Oh man, which live was classic? When your landlord started playing childish games with you and cut your lights off while you was on. Yeah, that shit happens. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't even want to talk about that. I think so. That's a whole story. I don't even want to talk about that thing. Um, there was so much weird stuff going on that day. I don't want to talk about that. I believe that the town, wherever Charlotte, whatever town that is that he was in, that they tried to do that F stuff to him, they know that he's loved and they trying to keep him close. Because what happens when rappers get big, they move. You can't. Okay, this is the best way to put it. The communities that most rappers come from are communities of where it's impoverished, it's low middle. If you're lucky, it's middle income, right? If you're lucky, if you're fortunate, where a lot of these rappers are coming, it's lower to middle income, right? So you can't create an environment like that, and then when somebody successful wants to leave that environment, try to force them to stay in it. I say that again. You can't create a bad environment, and then when somebody is able to make themselves successful and rise out of that bad environment, force them to stay in it. I'm going to tell you something. I'm fortunate, right? I'm going to tell you why I'm fortunate. I'm friendly with a lot of people. There's a lot of people that I'm friendly with. There's a lot of people I consider to be friends. There's a lot of people that I like as people, like as them individually. I like them. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm fortunate because I have refused thus far to merge this brand with anything to the point where they're synonymous with one another. I've probably assisted a lot of people in trying to help them build their own brand. I shout out quite a few different people on this channel because I fucks with them. But the BBN network is the BBN network. Period. We a culture. So when I get to whatever the next level of this is, if I'm fortunate enough, I don't have anything hanging around my neck that I got to drag with me. The only people coming with me is the people that I fuck with like that. And that I think, you know, it would be in both of our best interests. Sometimes it's in the other person's best interest to stay attached to you, but it's not in your best interest to stay attached to them. But even people that I can't stay attached to, I'm still going to try to help them. I'm still going to try to reach back and try to do the best I can, because that's just who I am. So they're trying to force, back to the baby situation, they're trying to force the baby to stay in that area. They're going to keep going after the baby. They're going to keep trying to figure out ways to get him locked up. Believe me, if they got police officers checking his car like this, that call came from high up. Think about that for a minute. If regular police officers decided that they were going to check inside of the baby car, try to figure out a way to arrest him, that call came from high up. I'm going to tell you something that a tactic that has been used as far as back as the Dark Ages. Which, coincidentally, a lot of people think the Dark Ages means something that it doesn't mean. Dark Ages means something totally different than what y'all think it means. I'm not going into that, though. That's not what this is about. Excuse me. Don't post the PayPal link. The Cash App link is just fine. If anybody would like to donate through PayPal, there's a link down in the description. Thank you, everybody that said bless me. Joe Wall, Armin Brown, and Jay Scott. You guys are the only 3 people in here of 210 that care about my physical well-being and whether I'm sick or not. So thank you, you 3 people, and you 3 people alone, for saying bless me after I sneezed. You guys are the greatest. And yes, I'm throwing shade at all of the rest of you who did not say bless you. I'm throwing shade at all of you, just so you can know. I thought I just was pretty sure I needed to make that clear. Make that clear real quick. Anyway, you thought that was a cough, Charlie said? I'm not talking to Charlie Santana. Shout out to you, though. That was a cough. Now I got to blow my nose. So darn, man. You thought that was a cough, Charlie? Oh, man, yo. What are you doing over there? Let me blow my nose. I gotta watch out. If I blow my nose or sneeze too much, people are gonna say I'm on some kind of drugs and shit. Okay, if DaBaby wouldn't have said anything smart to them, just let them leave, he might have got arrested, though. Okay, first of all, you are allowed to say whatever you want to say. That's 1. 2, once again, before we even talk about what happened with DaBaby when he got arrested, during his arrest, after his arrest, his interaction with the police, before we even discuss any of that, the police officer went up to his car with flashlights, looked into his car, and looked for a reason to arrest him. They were taking him in, period. Blackout says, Peace, Jack Frost. Been watching a while, just started to drop drinks on here. I don't know what drop drinks mean, but I hope that's a good thing. Now Mocha with the excuse, I'm driving. Okay, whatever. My previous statement still stands. World famous Peter said, thank you for any future sneeze. Appreciate you being proactive. I need a second. I'm sorry, y'all. I need a second. Be right back. Okay, hip hop and rap are two different things, but yes, I agree with you. They are being targeted. I need 1 second, everybody. 1 second. Appreciate it, y'all. I needed a second, real quick. Um, what was we bullshitting about? We just bullshitting mostly this morning. I appreciate y'all coming in here and bullshitting with me. Um, okay, so hold on. I'll discuss this real quick. We'll just talk about the. We could go back to the Blueface thing real quick because I think that this is important and people don't understand. There's an appropriate way to give to the homeless. First of all, Skid Row, for everybody that don't know, homeless people live there, yes, but there are also a lot of people that are there that got drug problems. You're literally giving people who are probably homeless due to their drug problems money to go buy drugs. That is not helping the homeless. I know you think it is, but it's not. He should have used that money and got them resources, not give them money for them to go get high. You really think that the majority of that money got spent on something other than getting high? On Skid Row? You think no, I used to work in a homeless shelter, so I'm telling you that you're right about they need to wear all of those clothes or it's gonna get stolen. And at the same time I'm telling you you're also kinda wrong. I used to work in a homeless shelter. I've seen people in the middle of the summer take off their coats and be freezing. In the summer, 70 degrees outside, take off their coat and be freezing because they're so used to wearing their coat all year round. So I'm not getting into this argument with you. Okay. I literally used to work in one, two, three, four different homeless shelters. I worked in four different homeless shelters. It was a family shelter, um, Ward's Island, Bellevue, and Franklin. I worked in four different homeless shelters. And I'm telling you right now that yes, they wear their clothes because they're going to get stolen. But the fact that you have to wear your clothes so it don't get stolen year round makes it so that when you take those clothes off, your body's physiology has not changed to the point where temperature affects you differently. I'm not going through all of this because I think you a troll and you just came in here to say this type of stuff to make me have to reiterate and repeat myself over and over again. So I'm not getting into this argument with you. We're gonna move on. Um, can we get some ladybugs down there? Can we get some ladybugs down there in the chat, please? Um, There's an appropriate way to give to the homeless. There's an appropriate way to give to the needy. When we try to subvert, pardon me, not subvert. When we try to ladybugs, not bags. When we try to go around that, the right way to give, we end up hurting the people that we're trying to give to more than helping them. We end up hurting people more than helping them. So I used to also deal with people that had drug problems. And I'm telling you right now, if you go give a person who is dealing with a drug problem $100, they're gonna go spend that money on drugs. I mean, I don't. At this point, I think people try to ignore the fact that a drug problem is called a drug problem for a reason. And yes, we love Ladybug. That's a whole fact. Just so we could be clear about that. So I think people just they talk. They don't know what they talking about. I worked in a homeless shelter before, and I also used to have the another place that I was working at dealt with people that had drug problems. So I think I'm pretty qualified to have this conversation. That's my point. Um, like look at the Little Wayne situation real quick. Let's talk about the Little Wayne situation. And we're gonna talk about the Little Wayne and the Juice World situation in a vacuum together. Just those two situations. Juice World gets stopped. Juice World, I don't even know if I should take that as a compliment or what, Hunter Rizzle, but appreciate you. Juice World plane gets stopped. The reason why the Juice World plane is said to be stopped because the pilot called and said that there was people on the plane with guns. He didn't mention drugs, allegedly. 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 He didn't mention guns. He mentioned drugs. I mean, he didn't mention drugs. He mentioned guns. Pardon me. The Juice World plane was stopped. Juice World, for whatever the reason is, popped up ton of pills. It didn't work out for him. Sorry that he had to go out like that. Right? Lil Wayne's plane gets stopped. When Lil Wayne's plane gets stopped, it's under the same pretense. But what did they do? They let Lil Wayne go. Remember when I told y'all that the government wasn't after Tekashi 6ix9ine? Do y'all believe me now? When did you ever hear about them stopping a rapper, a bus, or a plane, or a car that a rapper is in, and them not trying to arrest the rapper? How often does this happen? Think about it like this. Wayne did a year already. He did a year on Rikers because they stopped the bus that had a gun on it. Miami, I believe. Wayne did a year on Rikers. They stopped the bus that had a gun on it. Tons of people on the bus. Wayne was the only one that did time that I know of. The government has decided to take a whole new approach to their war on hip hop. And instead of attacking the artists, now they're going after the people who are around the artist. Because this is what's been going on. They bust an artist. They don't bust the people that are around the artist. The people that are around the artist now get themselves caught up with a different artist. So now the government goes and busts that artist. So now those people who the government has not been going after, they've only been trying to go after the artist, now go get themselves attached to another situation while that artist is sitting there to have to deal with whatever the BS was. Both were coming from California. Yep, Charlie Santana. Ding 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 ding. I'm not gonna go into it. But Charlie Santana just hit a nail on the head that I don't think a lot of people is gonna get. Charlie Santana hit a nail on the head. They're not after the artist. I wouldn't be surprised to find out if the people that are around Juice World and the people that are around Lil Wayne aren't dealing with the same interested parties or invested parties. I wouldn't be surprised. They're probably literally after a set of people who just happen to be dealing with the people who are dealing with the artists. They're not after these artists, man. They're trying to get these artists away from an element. What a lot of people what a lot of us are not paying attention to is very soon marijuana is going to be 100% illegal in America in less than 10 years. In less than 10 years, marijuana is going to be 100% legal in America. Less than 10 years. In less than 10 years, you can know how many people's houses is going to smell like weed because they're going to have a weed plant. A personal weed plant, at least one. You know how many people's houses are going to smell dead like weed? Hold on. Hey, Brittany, why do I sound kind of dumb? Hold on. Let's allow for this person to speak. I was just gonna hit them with their bags, but I decided not to. Hey, Brittany, why do I sound kind of dumb? Explain this to me real quick. I want to know. I want to know why I sound kind of dumb. Let's give Britney Spears the opportunity to gauge their position. Right? You got the you got the podium. Let's see what you got to say. First of all, I'm going to tell you where your mistake was. When I said all of America, I'm obviously talking about federal law. And there is no federal law making marijuana legal. I'm going to repeat that again. When I said all of America, I'm obviously talking about federal law. And there is no federal law making marijuana legal. Hold on. So hold on. Does anybody, show of hands, anybody here know about a federal law saying that marijuana is legal? Do you know, if you know about a federal law saying marijuana is legal, you're going to put your hand up. If you do not know about a federal law saying marijuana is legal, you're going to do the thumbs down. Can we get a vote, please? Can we get more people voting? Because I want to get as many opinions as possible. One, and I want, this person really think they're giving it to me right now. They just telling me about stuff. Hey, what up, Inky? Hey, Inky. Let's have Inky call in today. Give me 1 minute, though. Give me 1 minute, Inky. Let's have Inky call in today, though. So I'm going to explain this. I said all of America in about 10 years, right? So that means that a federal law would have to be passed. You cannot have an argument saying that I'm wrong about something while you're talking about local state laws. If I'm talking about federal laws, I'm going to say this again. Now do you see how people come and argue me? Hold on. Oh man, now they call me stupid. We gotta let that go through though, cause they're about to get hit with their bags anyway. Yo, look. Oh, they already got hit with their bags. Can we get some bags for Britney Spears, please? Can we get some bags up for Britney Spears? Come on, man. Do you see how people argue me? Let me call my cuz over here. Do you see how people argue me? Do you see? Do you see how people argue me? Do you see how they argue me? This shit is comical. This shit is completely comical. Shout out to appreciate you, great work. Shout out to BK Lou for the donation. He dropped 50. Appreciate you, homie. BK Lou dropped 50. I'm gonna send a reply back right now. Appreciate you with the Cash App donation. Hold on, I'm calling my cousin. Let's get Inky on the phone. Do you see how people argue me? Do you see how people argue me though, right? Like, they not even attempting to make good points half of the time. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. What are you talking about, yo? The drugs. The drugs.
I'm sorry, but the...
Hey, Black, call me. Your voicemail full. Yeah, what up, yo?
Yo.
Chilling. Yo, did you see the last interaction I just had with that person?
No. I was walking around. I'm walking around the crib, but I heard bags. So I know it makes bags. When bags come up, I know what that means.
Yo, so anyway, did you hear about the baby situation?
No.
Okay, so basically what happened was
Hold on, listen. It's almost safe for you to assume when it comes to the pop culture
that you don't know.
If I didn't see it on your program.
Oh, okay, copy.
Yeah.
Shout out to my fam right here. Shout out to Inky. All right.
Shout out to the BBN Network.
It's a whole fact. Yo.
Keep the niggas plugged in.
Now check this out. This out. Let me. I want your opinion on this. Right. Wait, hold on. Supreme Duncan say he heard bags and he knew it went north quickly.
Yo, because your chat room is more aggressive than you are. So I know if you say bags, I know the chat room, they turn into piranhas quick. Bing, 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 bing.
And just so we could be clear, I've always been a pretty aggressive guy, right? Pretty aggressive?
Yeah. You flip on niggas quick, Bob. So I know the chat room is. But you created this. You planted these seeds. You watered them. And you turned them into maniacs. So the whole
chat. We got the best chat in YouTube. I don't care what nobody says. Shout out to that. Anyway.
Shout out to that.
So basically what happened with DaBaby, he was at...
Oh, wait. You know what? I didn't mean to make any claims against the chat room that sounded conclusive. So I just want to say you got the most aggressive chat. Allegedly. Oh, man. Nah, so what's good, though? What's happening with DaBaby?
All right, so DaBaby. You know who DaBaby is, though, right? Because there's like a shitload of babies. Anyway, so DaBaby, right? He was
That's
doing
the wave we in right now.
Yeah.
You know, we went from little to baby. So it's like we went backwards in growth. You know what I'm saying? So we was little, and now it's just
now
babies,
whole
you know
babies.
so,
The next move is gonna be the embryo. Then there's gonna be people out here calling themselves semen. I'm telling you.
Pause. We better not get no semen. Pause. Yo. Oh man.
I'm telling you, man. That's the next. Where else? Yo, somebody said at a point we went from big to little to baby. Where else are we going?
Yeah. But think about it, man. If we dealing with semen and we hit semen with their bags, what we got going on?
Oh man, I don't know. But somebody said the next rapper's gonna be Little in Vitro Fertilization mixtape coming soon. That sounds about right. It's a whole fact. There's gonna be somebody that's gonna call itself Test Tube. I'm telling you. Just matter of time.
Yo, I actually think we already passed that. I think somebody already did that already. But
really? I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was on the West Coast or in the South. But so what? DaBaby got himself into some gun trouble?
Nah, let me tell you what happened. So DaBaby was at an event for charity. I think he fed he gave toys to 200 kids and stuff like that. He was at an event. So while he was inside the event, the police was snooping around his car with flashlights, looking inside of his car, looking for a reason to arrest him. So then he comes outside, they interact with him, and then after they interact with him, they end up actually arresting him. Then after they arrested him and they brought him down to the station, I guess they figured out they messed up, right? And then they let him go out the back of the building.
Yeah, that's all dope right there. See, because I think he's plugged in with Interscope and Dr. Dre and them. You know what I'm saying? So what makes that dope is he'll be able to shine a light on that real quick.
Oh, he got everything on videotape, by the way. Keep going.
Then boom. See, I see what I'm saying? I don't even know, but I know because you know what I'm saying. I know. See, he gonna shine a light on that real quick because you know a lot of people just know Dr. Inky online, but you know I got a lot of experience with the streets and police, especially with police doing shit they ain't got no business doing. In our era, police used to catch you and beat your ass on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Just for being outside. Too many niggas on the corner, police coming. Woo! Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So, that scenario right there, now here's one thing. Let me say this. What police have the right to do is to try to get you to create a crime.
That's a fact.
Now what people got to understand is, and this is something that maybe people should look at in terms of politics and voting and getting change. Like, this is why we need people to be politically active, to keep it a band. People need to become politically active because it's shit like this that we need to get changed. And you kind of touched on it when you was talking about, I think, CEO Chris and just how crime is infiltrated on one of your shows. But it goes all the way down to your regular stop with police or traffic stop. Like, police have the right to say and do things to you to get you to act out so that they can create crime. They can incite you to talk reckless to them so they can lock you up. They can make you try to take a swing or make you try to do, because they, you know, it's the unspoken quota. You know, they got to finish that book off. You know what I'm saying? So, when they look through the car, first of all, they looking through the car is a part of Baby's persona. You know what I'm saying? So he's created a persona. You know, you got the viral video with the dudes that ran down on his video set and was like, "Yeah, you ain't checking, homie." Woo woo woo. And he like, "Yeah, I don't check in. You know, I you know, whatever. I got the thing with me and all. You know." So now police is looking to see, like, oh, okay, well, shit, let's see if he has the thing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's look around and see if we can find something, or, you know, some trees or some bud or whatever. Problem with that is though they like a good 10 years behind. Like we do get smarter as we go along. You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna just walk up on the car and I guess maybe they thought they would find crack cocaine or weed on the seat with a half-loaded pistol and loose bullets. But like, I guess you know what I'm saying. I guess that's how you know what I mean. I don't know how stupid they think niggas are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
N.O.R.E.
But right. So now they at least can look at the dashboard or the license plate, run it if it's in your name. Like, okay, well, this is definitely his vehicle. He's got to come out sooner or later. Hang out and see if they can, you know, hey, it's your car, yeah, you know, what you doing? And, you know, try to talk to you reckless and search you, grab you, rough you up a little bit, see what you say. If you respond the wrong way, now they could at least get you for battering the officer or, you know, just something smaller to get you going with something larger. Then they can run you for warrants, search you deeper, maybe get your car impounded, see if they could check the trunk and, you know, just see what they could do. They trying to fish. You know what I'm saying? And then when that fails, let you out the back door. You know what I'm saying? As if almost nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? And then in some instances, like back in the days, it would just be your word against theirs.
That's
you know what I'm saying? But you're dealing with an Interscope artist. You know what I'm saying? He's probably the most visible rapper right now. You know what I'm saying? Out of the new school. Like you got Drake and Jay and them, but then you know what I'm saying? Like he's probably the most visible new artist. Like DaBaby is what it is right now.
Also, I want to add something. Wait, finish what you're gonna say.
No, so I was just saying, like they stepped on their own toes with this one. This is you know, this is, but you know what? I think this is situations like this is where sports and music guys gotta, you know what I'm saying? So, if Kaepernick and whatever he's doing with his organization, they need to step in and link with DaBaby with this situation and see what they could put, because I think Cap got some stuff going on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry for cutting you off, but MK Ultra just retracted a really funny comment that I wanted to read. But something else I want to say real quick before.
Wait. What was the comment?
He said that he got stopped and they found a gun, a shovel, and rope in his car, and he told the cops he's never gonna rent from from whatever that car company was again. He said some car company. It was funny though. But somebody brought up something, and this is something also that I was about to say a little bit later that I was thinking, but I'm going to give them credit for this because they beat me to it. And Thunderbolt 140 says, things vary a lot in C. Those cops may have acted on their own. I've been thinking that also. Yo, first of all, what's up to Klafani Records? Shout out to Klafani Records. What's up, yo? I mean, he was busy talking when you came in before. Definitely appreciate you pulling up from Jamaica. Shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to the islands in general. We appreciate you having you here. Thank you. So I can believe that some officers figured out that there was an event going on over there and just pulled up to try to just do an arrest. I can believe that.
Yeah, of course, because once they find out that it's a rapper doing, see, the whole thing is with rappers, it's usually criminal culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the idea is, even if the rapper per se isn't quote unquote arrestable, right?
Somebody would have
we got to create vocabulary for these situations. But even if the artist isn't arrestable, maybe somebody in his entourage is. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know, somebody's got to carry the weed. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to carry guns for security. You know what I'm saying? So maybe something's not licensed. Maybe somebody doesn't have their paperwork. Like, you know, somebody's got a warrant here. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So, you know, you got these situations, but then you got, you know, this could become a really large conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to deal with the prison pipeline and the criminal culture, and you know, before long, you know, we looking at the platforms and the magazines, and you know, so it's a lot larger than DaBaby. But you know, at least he can put a spotlight on it because this was dirty all the way around. They had no good intentions for
None
it.
at all.
You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing. There's no positive spin that they could put on searching a guy's car and then grabbing him, running him downtown, and then having to let him slip out the back door. Like they let him go out the back door trying to avoid negative
publicity.
Press.
Also, check this out.
And he's cerebral. DaBaby is cerebral. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the videos and the music, you see like, you know, you see hood shit, but if you talk to him, you know what I'm saying, he's super intelligent. Like he's a cerebral guy. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so Shinsea's in the studio with you? Stop everything. I'm so sorry. Shinsea's in the studio with you? Yo, have a call into the program. I am a big fan. If you are actually watching, I just want to say that. Very big fan, and I follow you. Real Jack Frost. Wait, I am the real Jack Frost. I forgot my own IG. I am the real Jack Frost. I follow you. Follow me back. Let's get it. Shout out to Sincere. Hell yeah. I'm reading your comments, by the way. I read almost everybody's comments. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Oh, and I wanted to
No. Go ahead.
I wanted to point something out about something that you said earlier also. One of the main ways that they end up
you got me looking up Shinsia.
Yeah. Link Bryce. Link Bryce. Shout out Link Bryce. Shout out to Bryce Gang, by the way. Alright, check this out. Something you brought up earlier. You want to know how they arrest us when we have done nothing wrong? This is going to sound funny.
Oh, shit. Shout out to Shinsia.
She's literally like, okay, so my number one is probably going to always be Rihanna, because Rihanna. But Shinsia is easily a 1B. I hope you don't take that as disrespect, baby girl. That's a whole fact. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, earlier, I'm about to explain something to y'all. This is how they arrest us without us having actually done anything. They say they arrest us for resisting arrest. I'm going to say that again. This is how they arrest us when we haven't done anything. They arrest us and say we're resisting arrest. Remember earlier when Inky said they can trick you out of your position, basically. They can say things to you to get you to act in a way that now they can say they're arresting you for whatever the reason might be.
Jack,
what up?
I'm sorry. Hold on, man.
What up?
This Shinsia foreplay video is all the way crazy.
Okay.
What?
First of all,
yo, hold on. Yo, listen. This is strictly for grown folks, right? Yo, shout out to Jack Frost.
Jack Frost? I ain't had shit to do with that video. I take
No. I never heard of it before. So because I'm on the show just now, and the record company comes in, and then I see your reaction, I'm like, shit, what the hell is going on with Jack? Your whole swag changed up immediately. I'm like, what the hell is going on with Jack? So I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and search and see what. And I look at the first thing I see is foreplay. I click on it. I said, what the blood cleat?
Oh, for everybody who don't know who Shinsia is, real quick, I'll let y'all see a picture of her on IG so y'all can know who we're talking about. For everybody that don't know, shout out to Shinsia. I follow her. That's a whole fact. Don't get nobody wrong.
I think foreplay would be a good introduction to everybody.
I can't play any music.
No. I'm just saying for the people listening, they could just go watch this video.
So this is who we're talking about currently, just so we can be clear.
And then they'll get a good idea of whatever's, all of the, all of the above. But yeah, shout out for the live chat, man. Once again, see, I came in talking about the chat. Shout out the chat again, man. Your chat, I'm really so proud of you, bro. Like you just did a lot with your platform, man. Shout out to the chat room, BBN Network. Shout out to Sincere. Shout out to the song Foreplay and everybody that was involved with the video shoot. Yo.
Okay, now we gonna get back on topic.
Yeah. Let's get back to focus on the info, man. Come on. All right, everybody. Back to the cerebral. We were talking about very important topics. Not to say foreplay is not an important topic, because foreplay is an important topic, right? But it's
also shout out to Ladybug. I just want to say that. Could we get some Ladybugs up in here? Keep going.
Yo, this is all the way. Yo, your platform is live, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, man. It's live, man. Peace to the family, man. Y'all off the chain in this chat, man. This is great.
Inky brought up a great point. He said that they could trick you out of your spot. One of the ways that they
correct.
trick you
yeah.
is by treating you like they're about to arrest you. Because then they want you to yell, scream, do something. Because now you're resisting arrest. And that's an actual offense.
It was good, and I think you talked about it, but the movie Queen and Slim, they showed a really good
interpretation of how things can go down. And just so we can be clear, say what you're going to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
Say what you're going to say. No. Say what you're going to say.
No, I was going to say, obviously the cop, they was trying to depict the cop that was out of control and doing too much. But some of those tactics, like flashing the light up in your face and all that, just some of those things are things that they can do to incite you. And then, when they ask you questions, some of the things that you're pressed in a situation because they're putting the physical and mental pressure on you, and then they're asking you things to turn over your rights. Like, can I search? Can I go in your pocket? The reason why they're asking you those
they
things
can't do it without your
permission. You have the right to say no. Yeah. So
I want to point out something.
I
want to point out something about that movie and about this police situation specifically. Another reason why the police shine the light in your eyes is to try to detect inebriation.
Yeah.
They try to see if you're inebriated, so they try to see how fast or slowly your pupils dilate. That's another reason why they do that, to see the pupils dilated. So just so we could get an understanding, that particular situation that happened with that police officer, I think, this is just my opinion, we would literally need to interview the actual person who wrote and directed or directed directed more than anything else to get the understanding of it. But that looked like a situation to me where, yes, they wanted you to see that the police officer was the aggressor. But at the same time, they wasn't putting the police officer on shining the light on him. They were shining light on their tactics. Because, just so we could be clear, he did swerve. He should have got pulled over. Could we agree with that? Inky.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. I don't know if you was talking to the chat. My bad. I was looking in the chat to see the responses. I was waiting to see what the chat was going to say. But, definitely.
Did swerve.
Swerve crazy.
Did swerve. Wait,
like, the whole thing
hold on.
Interplay.
Hold on. I want to go step by step, though. He did swerve. But we know why he swerved. The police officer don't. So the police officer literally should have stopped him. You understand what I'm saying? This is just my opinion.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I think they swerved. The police officer stopped them. When the police officer came up to the car, he shined a light in his eyes. Now, this is the thing. We don't know if they had drinks or not. They was on a date. There's a good chance that they had one or two, maybe. What up, Drama Cast?
Well, the cop doesn't know any of that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The cop just sees you swerving from side to side, and then sees the neighborhood. So that's where other things come into play. You know what I'm saying? And even though we people publicly are made to frown upon type I was about to say typecasting, stereo is that the correct term? Stereocast? Stereotyping people. Stereotyping people. The entire job of police work is based on
observation.
Stereotyping.
Basically observation.
Right. But being able to group people off and say, okay, well, you know, I got to make a decision on whoop. So how you look and how you speak immediately has a super impact on what the officer is going to do next with.
That's a fact.
Whatever he sees.
That's a fact because they talk to. Finish what you gonna say.
Yeah, if he sees a swerve and he pulls you over and you got on a doctor's uniform, you could easily say, "I'm sorry, officer. You know, I just came off a double or triple shift." And he might be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Go ahead and keep it moving." You know what I'm saying? Now, in that scenario where homeboy was a violent officer, obviously in the movie they're trying to make it, you know, a little crazier, but you know, it's going to be a different response from the officer regardless if you have on, like I said, like a doc, you got on scrubs and you like, yeah, I just worked a double versus you roll the window down, a little bit of cloud come out. You know what I'm saying? A little cloud come out and you got some heavy metal music on, or you got, you know what I'm saying, the latest Jim Jones on or something like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a different type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So
that's so fact. So hold on. So let's just go to the next thing. The police officer had a viable reason to stop him. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Police officer comes up to the car, shines the light. The driver's acquiescent, right? Giving in, complying, right? But his passenger's going at the police officer. His passenger has this to say, that to say, talking about rights, talking about this, talking about that. You know what it sounds like when you go up to somebody and you try to have a conversation with them and then the other person is talking negative? Have you ever tried to pick up a woman and her friend is busy trying to fuck the whole spot up?
Oh, that's classic.
So now you're a police officer and you go and you're trying to talk to the driver about this swerving that you absolutely just saw him do. And the person that's in the passenger seat is busy trying to treat you like you did something wrong for seeing the car swerve and pulling them over. Think about that for a minute. Think about the psychology behind that for a minute.
No, it's just the nature of the beast when you deal with people in general. They not, you know, like people are never happy. So for instance, if you pull somebody over for swerving, you know, you out of control, you tripping. On the flip side, if you don't pull that person over and they are a drunk driver and they hit a mom crossing the street with her stroller, you know what I'm saying, then you ain't doing your job as an officer. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like with what I do, right? The first thing people go is, oh, man, he can't know that information he's talking about. It's impossible. You know, he got gold teeth. He wears jewelry. He's from the Bronx. And, you know, we hear the language and the way he dressed. So he can't really be, you know, scientifically astute. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's impossible. So the first thing is they test the information. Then once they test the information and they see, oh, man, he really know what the hell. You know, he really know what he's talking about. Man, he on one. Now they move from the testing the information to, oh, well, he ain't really helped nobody with that information. You know, he's just talking about that shit on YouTube. He ain't never really did nothing with that information. That ain't, you know, you can't really heal nobody with cancer or diabetes with that information. Then you show testimonies of people that you didn't help with cancer and diabetes. Then it's, oh, well, he ain't got no credentials. I mean, he ain't got, he helped one or two people. He helped a few people, but he ain't got no credentials. Then you show them the credentials. And you know what they do that? They challenge the credentials. They say, yeah, he got a degree and some certificates, but where did he get the degree in those?
I'm gonna explain something to y'all. I'm gonna explain something to y'all real quick, and I might say a little bit too much. If I start saying a little bit too much, stop me. Copy? You listening?
Me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So, me and my cousin Inky, we grew up basically in the same house. We had a very, very intelligent mentor. That's what I'm gonna call her. Is that fair?
Top bed, bottom bed.
Is that fair? Me calling her a mentor?
Yep.
We had a very, very intelligent mentor that taught us how to not just observe and understand when bullshit was coming, but also the requisite ways to deal with bullshit. Is that fair to say?
Not only that, our bedroom was a library.
Yes, I be telling people about that. Literally. No, I keep trying to tell y'all. We had a freaking library on the wall. We had a library on the wall, yo. That's a whole fact.
Yeah, we was adopted. You know what I'm saying? So our bedroom, she made her library into a bedroom for us, and just put a bunk bed in there, and that was our bedroom. You know what I mean? So literally, you get in trouble. You know, not only is you getting a whooping, you know, that's old school, but you locked in this room with all these books. So what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So people be like, "Yo, you read textbook?" I'm like, gotta spend a lot of time around hardcover books.
Copy? Okay, so this is the point that I wanted to make. You cannot try to debate somebody without being fair that know how to debate. Meaning, if me and you, just like when we was talking about earlier, if me and you talking about one situation and you just start talking about random shit that don't directly do with the thing that we're talking about, you're not debating me. Because we're not talking about the subject matter. You're trying to either assassinate my character, right? That's not debating. Or you're trying... What happened?
I said Faxzilla.
Yeah. Or you're trying to incorporate other messages into what we're talking about because you're wrong. So one of the things that...
it off to something else.
Exactly. So one of the things people love to do when they're wrong, and they know that they're wrong, and there's no way for them to be right, but at the same time, they can't just admit, you know what, I might not know that thing about that thing. They can't do that. So what they're going to do is they're going to bring up a whole nother situation. Case in point, I said something about a politician. Some dude said all politicians are liars. I said, okay, so tell me where Bernie Sanders lied at. And instead of trying to find somewhere where Bernie Sanders lied at, what this person started telling me about was when Bernie Sanders changed his opinion on things. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? So sometimes you need to know who you talking to. That's why I just kick people, because I already know you full of bullshit. There's no reason for me to let you stay in here, because you're gonna be full of bullshit tomorrow and the day after that, and I might not want to deal with it no more. But
Bernie Sanders got some nice ideas. I just got to re-examine his stance on. I got to re-examine how he feel about businesses. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing, you know, there's a lot of stuff Trump say that's a little crazy, but you know, Trump's pretty cool with businesses. Trump likes businesses, and Trump rewards families for being families. And I think that's important. You know, we live in a day and age where people creating families and staying together is not a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not rewarded. It's not a vibe. It's not discussed. It's not promoted. So, you know, I think that's a good thing that needs to be promoted and reinstituted, et cetera, et cetera. But Bernie got some, you know. Bernie got some good points.
I am 100. I am not against Trump per se. Right? Let me clear this up before people try to come for me. I think all politicians have good things that they're doing and bad things that they're doing, just in general. It's just that's the nature of the beast.
Well, look. This is how I look at it.
Hold on. Let me just finish what I'm saying real quick. I might
Go ahead.
answer what you're about to say. You see, the nature of the beast is they're trying to get as many votes as possible. So that means that they have to have their hands in a lot of pies. So there's a good chance that that guy that I like is doing stuff that I like, but he might also be doing stuff that I absolutely am against. But the guy he's running against is doing more stuff that I'm against than that I like. So who do I vote for? There is no um, politician that's running that is going to be 100% only pushing what you like.
Right. And I would go a step further and say that the nature of good and evil is like it's almost like a fake thing. It's like a small way of thinking, because if you look at a lion, right? A lion has a little family, you know, and you got the little cubs or whatever. So a lion goes out and kills a deer and drags that deer home for food. Everybody at home is happy. Problem with that is that the deer was also a part of the ecosystem in the forest, and the deer had a family.
Mm-hmm.
So the part of the ecosystem in the forest that the deer took care of is now slacking because the deer's dead, and the deer's family is sad. So as far as the deer's family, that was evil and wicked. As far as the lion's family, that was a blessing from God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just giving that example to show that it's perspective. You know what I'm saying? So when you have different groups of people, all those different groups of people, like in America, you got black folks, white folks, and then everybody in between. Everybody's got different biochemistry. So for the people listening that know what I do, you know, that's where my mind is always at. But so since we have different biochemistry, we got different biochemical needs. Different biochemical needs means different types of medications, different types of herbs, different types of vitamins, different types of foods, different types of... Then you also have people with different economic needs. You know what I'm saying? So some people are going to say, if the president says, oh, I'm going to put more taxes on the business owners so I could give more discounts to the working class. Well, shit, that sounds great for the working class, but for the business owners, you're like, what's happening? Now, when they cut the money from the business owners to give it to the working class, when they go to their job and their job says, all right, no bonuses this year, no paid overtime this year, they go, oh man, what happened? Well, they had the business had to make up for the money that the government cut from their thing. So now you got a little bit of money off on your taxes, but the whole year you're gonna be miserable because you got to work with no paid overtime, and it's just interrelated. So, you know, a lot of times people just look at whatever they could walk away with in their hand, like, yo, did Obama give me something? You know what I'm saying? And it's not that simple. You know, what you walk away with in your hand is going to really be more related to your local, you know, like for instance in New York, you got borough presidents. You know, people.
Yeah, they're going to affect you more than freaking Trump. That's a whole fact.
Exactly.
That's a whole fact. Whoever your local politicians is, they're gonna affect you way more than what's happening down in not way more. There's a better way to put that. On a daily basis, they're gonna affect you daily more than whatever's going on in Washington. Your local, the politics of your local community. Hell yeah.
And that's why I was bringing it full circle, because you will have much more. You would have much more effect on how your police, you know, using it as a noun and a verb, how your police, than, you know, dealing with your local officers, raising hell at your town hall meetings, and, you know, dealing with your mayor directly, than like waiting on Trump or Obama to affect what the police are doing. Like, you got to deal with the mayor. The mayor's going to deal with the chief of police, and then that's going to have an effect largely on predatory policing, where you got dudes hanging out outside your car. You know what I'm saying? But then also knowing that you do have some remedies, like you can call the sheriffs on the police. A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You can call the sheriffs on the police. The sheriffs can come and police the police because the police work for the corporations. The police are corporate.
The sheriff works for the town.
They're not right. The police are not voted in, but the sheriffs are voted in. You know what I'm saying? So you can call the sheriffs and be like, "Yo, listen, I'm standing outside this charity event I just threw, and it's 4 police or 4 people dressed like police because you don't know who that is. There's 4 people dressed like police with guns over by my car. You know, yeah, I need somebody to, you know, send the car out. And hey, if they say it's gonna take us 30 minutes in the car there, take your butt back in the charity and wait
30 minutes. That's a whole fact.
And when the sheriffs come, they're gonna run down on the police and be like, "Hey, what's going on right here?" And they're gonna have to tell them something. Oh, well, you know, this car was looking real suspicious right here because you know it's suspicious. You know, I don't know what the hell they would make up standing next to somebody's car. So at that point, you know what I'm saying, they'd be pissed off with you, but you know they have to, you know, and as long as your stuff is in order, because believe. If you put the sheriffs on the police going to definitely, there's license, registration, insurance, and all that. And if all your shit is in order, they're just going to leave angry. You know what I'm saying? But you do have some stuff that you can do to make sure you're safe.
That's a whole fact. So I just want to point this out because we're still talking about the movie Queen and Slim. Dope movie. Go see it. I think that the way that scene with the police officer was shot to show how a misunderstanding and a lack of being able to communicate with one another and hostility on both sides could create a situation where everybody loses.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was about unity in the community to a greater or lesser extent.
No, definitely that. Definitely that. Definitely that. Hold on. Definitely that. You're 100% correct. But I'm talking about that one scene with the police officer. I think that one scene, just that scene in a vacuum, all by itself, they was trying to show how a miscommunication can just break down. Because the police officer should have pulled them over. Right? That can't be argued. He gets up to the car. The police officer starts talking. The passenger starts riling shit up. They get out of the car. They go check the trunk. He checks the trunk, right? Nobody thought about this. But you want to know why he probably had the trunk checked? Nobody thought about this.
Go ahead. What you think?
We have a problem in our society now with people getting kidnapped. Maybe police should literally check more trunks when they stop you.
Yeah, I mean, people turn up missing.
Now, with all that being said,
I don't know if I agree necessarily with that because that's a complicated one. You know what I'm saying? But I can't disagree with the perspective that it could help. You know what I'm saying? It's like anytime you take away rights.
No. Just let me make myself clear. I don't think they should just because they stop you look in the trunk. I'm saying that this particular couple that they stopped them and she was acting suspicious.
She was
extremely belligerent.
She was acting colorful word. Like
So you understand what I'm saying? I don't think they should just stop everybody and look in trunks. But what I am saying is she I think. Okay, do y'all remember the end of the movie? I'm about to spoiler alert.
Nah, man, no spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Man, if they ain't see that damn movie yet, that's their fault.
Do you remember the end of the movie when they at the air thing and she looks at him and they don't talk? She always knew that they was gonna die. She knew they wasn't gonna get away. And she knew.
So?
Yeah, man. Watch the whole movie again. And she knew she dragged this man into that. And she realized at the end, like towards the end of the movie, that he really was a good dude. She just thought he was a weak sucker. Pay attention to how she treated him in the beginning. She just thought he was just some weak sucker. He was
That's a fact. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not entirely sure that was all her fault though, because
he was acting meek.
Yeah,
but I don't think he was acting meek as much as he was just one of those people that's happy with where he's at in life, and he was just living.
Right, he's quiet. Sometimes quiet though is problematic.
Yeah. So she knew they were gonna die. I think when she realized that they wasn't gonna make it was when she went to her family crib. When she went to homeboy crib, her uncle or whoever that guy was. And she had to talk with the girl, and they talked with the girl, and the girl was like, "Yo, look, you got to treat a man like a man when he at home, when he out in the world."
I think the uncle knew they wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, I think he knew that also. That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. I believe that she knew that there was a point. Like if you look at the end of the movie and you look at the way that she looked at him. It looked it to me like she was saying, "I'm sorry." That's the feeling I got.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it, and I think that moment where
what up,
when
Kelly?
they sitting at the table in the kitchen, and the uncle looks at him and says, "Did she speak for you too?" And he just never responded. He didn't even nod his head. I think the uncle was asking that because in his mind he thought the plan that she put together was asinine. Like, nah, that's a suicide mission. And so he's looking over at him like, so is this what it is? All right, well, cool, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Because one of those things with family, you kind of got to have their back to a certain extent. Like, you can voice your opinion, but at the end of the day, you riding out with family, so.
It's a fact. That's the opinion I got from that movie. She knows she fucked up. Because she was on her. For everybody that don't know, she was a lawyer that actually advocated for people that was in jail. So she was on her advocate shit when they got stopped in the car.
No, remember, not only on her advocate thing, but she had just got somebody. Off. She had just got somebody killed on killed the electric chair.
Wait, she got the dude killed?
Yeah, her client. That's what they was talking about. That's why she said she went out with him in the first place. Because remember,
you're right.
Get her up on whatever that program was, and she was ignoring him. And then when her client got killed, she said she needed to just get out. So she had already got one dude killed with her thinking.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And then her thinking
got another dude
led
killed.
The homeboy. Man, I know I shoot a few folks if you look at the whole movie. So I mean, it was just good overall. It was an interesting movie, you know what I'm saying? But, as I know folks is like, yeah, but so what's the final synopsis on Baby?
Yeah, we off that. But what I will say is this. I hope he takes this as far as it could go. I hope he presses as many of everything that he could find. I think every single thing, I think he should take this as far as it could go. I think that this is what we need to start doing. I'm going to explain this. When we got the freaking government by the nuts, when we write and they trampled on our rights, we need to not let this shit go. You go find your local public advocate, and I guarantee you they will take this problem off your hands for you and pioneer that shit. I guarantee you. If you get picked up by police, get beat up, the police was in the 100% wrong. You got proof the police was in the 100% wrong, right? And you go take that to whoever your local public advocate is, they going to be pushing that shit for the next year or two until something happen. What do you think about that?
I think that's a fact.
That's literally their job. What happened?
Right, you just got to make sure you got a good public advocate.
Yeah, because that's literally their job. That's what their job, because they're trying to, most of them are trying to get a position of in the government. So their job is looking for stuff that's wrong and then trying to fix it.
Yeah.
That's
a
their
fact.
job.
I think it's options, though. I think it's options and information. A lot of people don't know they have options until they get information.
This one dude wrote, "Man, nothing is gonna change unless you're willing to die for it. Stop being stupid and don't throw your life away. Tons of things get changed without people dying for it. All right."
Man, I was about to say, shit, that's a little extreme to say the least. But I get his sentiment, though. I know what he's trying to say. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, but you ain't gotta die for everything to change. Like that's probably a little.
It's way too extreme. Also, might I also add this? A lot of times we can't get anything done because we're over here trying to dig that hole by ourselves while everybody is watching to see how far we get. Instead of coming over, picking up a shovel and helping us dig. You feel me? So think about it like that. Anyway, yo, what you want to go out with?
Man, I don't know, Shad. Anything but bags. Anything but bags, man. It's a crazy place over here, man.
Yo, I need to come pull up on you sometime, man. That's a whole fact.
That's a whole fact. Yeah. So yeah, everybody, Dr. Inky on YouTube, come subscribe. Dr. Inky on Instagram, come subscribe.
Hold on 1 second. So hold on, Mr. Michael J.A.J. You're saying nothing has ever changed in America for black people? So if I can name some things that's changed in America for black people, so we could just hit you dead in the face with your bags. Because you're saying nothing has ever changed because I remember seeing videos in the 1960s of individuals having dogs sicked on them on a regular, or getting hit with water hoses on a regular. I remember there being
that was like the 60s.
Yeah,
that was like the 60s. That wasn't even that far ago.
No, it wasn't that far ago. I remember there being an individual, right, that got on a bus, and they were told to get on the back of the bus, and they refused, and they were put in jail. I'm pretty sure I could sit anywhere on the bus I want to sit. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna name a couple of more things before we hit this dude in the face with his bags, because he's advocating we go throw our lives away, so we don't want him around. Copy? So check this out. Can we get some bags for homeboy before we even throw him out? Let's just get some bags up there right now. So hold on. A couple of things.
Homeboy just committed BBN suicide at the last minute in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter!
And then all of a sudden, here goes my man jumping off the top of the building. Man.
God, why you get fired on your day off, Craig? The fourth quarter! How are you doing this?
BBN suicide at the last minute.
What the hell? Oh man, hold on. Let's name a couple of more things more recent that's changed for black people. Okay, so because he says nothing.
I mean, you could just look at all of the billionaires, and I mean that's I mean, you can look at all the billionaires. Like, it's everybody that is. I don't think anybody in the chat agrees with homeboy that
nobody agrees with that guy.
Yeah, nothing is a strong word. Like, now we say that there are a lot of things that have stayed the same. I think that would be different than saying nothing has changed. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that have stayed the same in terms of institutions. You know what I'm saying? Because people change, but institutions don't. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the things we need to focus on is changing some of the framework of these institutions that were built on racism, that kind of keep certain ideologies in play, which ties into what we're dealing with in terms of DaBaby and how that whole thing unfolded and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just a wild policing. But to say that nothing has changed, like, that's crazy. Like, we live in, listen, and to keep it a band, we do live in one of the freest societies on earth. Like this, like we can come on here and say, yeah, Donald Trump ain't shit, Obama ain't shit, or we
And
can
we don't
come
got
on
to
here
worry
and
about
say
going to jail.
Donald Trump is amazing, Obama's amazing. Right, exactly. Not even go to jail. Forget go to jail. Countries where you talk like that, you missing. Like they don't even find you no more after a few days.
No, they find you in that tape of them holding you like this, and then somebody else cutting your head off. They find you,
man, right? Parts of you, you know what I mean?
So yeah. We already hit him with his bags. Could we get bags, everybody? Could we get bags up for that person that decided to throw themselves on the live grenade?
Man, he did not have to do that, man. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I played a role in my man jumping off the BBN roof just now. Like, you didn't have to do that, family. We need to play a little. You got to get some music.
I gotta get
folks.
I gotta get some bag music.
It's so hard.
Hey! Don't sing too many verses of that because I might get hit. Yo, literally, I was doing a beat the other day with my mouth and I got hit. So just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah, that dude he jumped on the live grenade, man. I don't know what that guy was doing. Anyway, he did it because he went to. Yeah, that was crazy. That nothing has changed for black people. Nothing. Now, if he would have said we got a long way to go, I'm like, all right, I get behind that. If he would have said, well, there's some things that we got to address, I could get behind that. But when you say that nothing's changed, absolutely nothing. In the history of America, nothing has changed. I mean, what are you doing?
I mean, we could argue about whether Barack did anything good for black folks or not while he was in office, but we can't argue about the fact that it was a black president.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? So, I don't think that anybody in the founding, and I want to be, I say the European founding of the political system here in America. I don't think that any of those groups of people envisioned a black president. I don't think that was even in there. Like, they might have saw it in their nightmares. You know what I mean? But
I could 100% guarantee you that people in the 80s, they wasn't thinking it was gonna be a black president. There's people that loved Bill Clinton off of the strength that they consider him our only black president we gonna get. He's the blackest we gonna get.
And you know what's crazy about that? Bill Clinton put some of the worst laws on the books for black people ever. Like that. The Clintons went crazy when Bill was in office. That's why I don't understand people wanting Hillary back. Like, Bill Clinton has the worst record in our since you could compare him maybe to Ronald Reagan or Nixon. Bill Clinton was wildly.
He helped with the mass incarceration situation so much that it's retarded. So that's why people don't know what they voting for. People don't know what they talking about. A lot of times people just talk. They just say whatever they consider to be the popular thing. That's all. It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's a trap for black folks to even consider themselves Democrats just because they're black.
I was just talking about that the other day. Literally was talking about that the other day. Somebody asked me, what was my political affiliation? I said, well, I'm labeled as when I go vote, it says I'm a Democrat, but I don't vote for Democrats. I vote for whoever is helping my bottom line. I vote for the guy who his whatever he's trying to do is more socially closely associated to the changes I think need to happen in the world. That's who I vote for. If that person just happens to be a independent, or that person just happen to be a Republican or a Democrat or whatever it is, that's who I'm going to vote for. I'm not going in nowhere and just saying, oh, I'm a Democrat, let me just check the Democrat box. They can eat it. I'm not doing that.
I think that's a good approach. Just associate benefits with, and then the next stage from there is to start inducing benefits. You know what I'm saying? Because you actually in a position with your platform to start running down on local politicians and making requests. You know what I'm I'm saying? Like, you can go downtown and say, look at my platform. I got, 50,000 people that I can swing to the left or the right. You know what I mean? This is what we kind of interested in. We want to see this, that, and the other happen. And especially if you got your camera on, they got to answer.
You talking about some minor bullying?
Well, I mean, minor bullying is politics.
That's a fact.
Minor bullying is politics in that regard. Like, because so many people want to talk to a politician, it's always going. You always gonna need to put a little bit of that, give me the microphone kind of energy into getting a conversation with a politician in transit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you got a meeting with them, that's different. But if you're just trying to catch them in transit, you're gonna have to definitely put a little bit of that KRS-One PM Dawn kind of energy into, you know what I'm saying, securing that conversation.
That's a fact.
But yeah, you got a platform though. You can tell them, hey, I got 50,000 with me.
That's a fact. And it's 58,000. Shout out to that. Anyway, look. Yo, look, we love y'all. I appreciate you showing up on the platform today, my brother. We gonna let you go though. Yo, definitely. I love when you call in. And I need to pull up on you. Maybe I come out to where you at, and we do some lives out there and have a nice weekend of it or some shit. I don't know. We gonna see what happens.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, it's a whole fact. I'll let you later, my brother. Appreciate you.
Peace.
Yeah, I kick like another guy too, because I don't got time for the shit. Anyway, so first of all, let's give it a hand to everybody who's throwing up bags today. Let's give a hand to everybody throwing up bags. Let's give a hand to everybody throwing up ladybugs. Can I get some ladybugs in the comment section, please? So just so we could close out, I want to say a couple of things. Yesterday was a situation. It was Christmas. It was a festive day. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I hope y'all got to speak with and see some people who you don't normally speak to and see. And please, this time of the year, check in on individuals who you think they don't want people around them. Check in on them. This is a hard time of the year for individuals that might be going through depression. This is a hard time of the year for people who consider themselves loners. This is a very hard and difficult time of the year for these individuals. A very emotional, tough time. So check in on people who, didn't show up to the party. Check into people who, didn't answer back that Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays text. Check in on them. Let's try to make sure that our fellow human beings are doing well, and at the same time try to make sure that people that sometimes people really need a hug, yo. That's a whole fact. Don't let nobody tell you different. Sometimes people really need a hug. You feel me? So I was trying to read something. Apologies. So I just want y'all to just go enjoy yourselves today. Go do something good. Enjoy yourselves. If you use the BBN Gang code, you get 15% off of any purchases at the Teespring store. Go down in the comment section. Get yourself some new BBN merch. This shirt is orange. I just want to say that because somebody was in my comment section the other day like, yo, why you always wearing red? First of all, I can wear whatever color I want to wear, homeboy. Why are you worried about what another dude is wearing? Second, I do have a lot of red shit. I like the color red. Want to fight about it? Third, a lot of times people think I got on red. I really got on orange. So shout out to that. Anyway. Anyway. Shout out to the Billies, by the way. Shout out to the Billies. Shout out to the Brims. Shout out to the Shine. That's a fact. Shout out to all my Crip brothers and sisters out there also. Shout out to all the Bloods out there, all the Crips, all the Nietas, Latin King. Shout out to all of y'all. Everybody out there doing right. Everybody out there doing right. Shout out to them. All right. We want to encourage positive behavior. We want to encourage a winning attitude. We want to encourage helping each other. Shout out to the GDs. That's a whole fact. Shout out to the BDs. We want to encourage positive behavior. We want to change this whole idea and concept that if you belong to a organization that you are destroying our community. Are there people that belong to organizations that are destroying our community? That's a fact. But just because you're in an organization, that doesn't mean that you have to be part of the problem. You could be out here doing drives. You could be out here helping to feed the homeless. You could be out here trying to help people get work. Like, look, you can be doing these things. Just because you're part, and you don't have to leave an organization. You can literally just start operating differently. That's it. So I'm 100% for trying to improve our communities. I'm 100% against bringing drugs in our communities. And when I say this, I am not talking about weed. I'm talking about dope. I'm talking about coke. I'm talking about crack. I'm talking about any kind of methamphetamines. I'm talking about prescription pills. I'm talking about that lean. I'm talking about that when I say drugs. I'm talking about that stuff. I'm not talking about weed. So if anybody says, oh man, gotta stop the weed, I'm not talking about the weed. I'm talking about people that are bringing drugs in our community that is literally handicapping our community and our ability to work together and strive for a better perfection. We're not going to reach perfection, but we can strive for it. And we should be striving for it. And we should be trying to do better, not just for ourselves, but better by our neighbors. Period. Like, that's how we should be trying to operate. If you can't operate like that with the people who are in your circle, you need a new circle. If the people in your circle, every time you start talking about prospering, they want to talk about negative shit, you need to get away from them. Period. Thank you, MK Ultra. No need to hurt others or yourselves. That's a fact. Brimside says, just be universal and militant is what I say. I'm going to agree. We should be for the betterment of our own people. We should be for the betterment of our community. And we should be for the betterment of the human race. Period. And that's what I advocate. I don't think there's anything wrong with a white person saying, up with whites. I don't know what they say. I don't want to say white power. That's a negative connotation. I don't see anything wrong with black people saying black power. I don't see anything wrong with Puerto Rican people saying Puerto Rican power. I think that you should be thinking these things and acting accordingly. But at the same time, we're supposed to be saying power to my community that I live in, that has a lot of different diverse individuals in it. We all live here, so we should be trying to lift our entire community up, not just our race. With that being said, I love y'all. This thing that I do over here, I would not be able to do without you and your support. And what we do now before we go out, we give thanks to everybody that donated to the channel. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Ra1911 with the $10 drive. Shout out to Illusion with the $2 drive. Shout out to James S with the $5 drive. Shout out to Vertical Gaming with the $20 drive. And on the Cash app, we have Lewis. Shout out to Lewis with the $50 drive. Definitely appreciate all of y'all. I'm happy that everybody's here. And I mean, I really don't got much more to say. Go enjoy the rest of your week, whether you're off or you're still working or whatever. Go enjoy the rest of the week with your family. Tonight's show tonight. Tonight's show's coming back tonight. Go enjoy the rest of the weekday with your family, your friends, everybody else. Remember, check in on those people you haven't heard from. We don't know what's going on with them. Check in on them. That being said, like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. #Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And with that being said, I'm out.